I, along with my colleague Catherine, are senior design producers for Designing Communities and New Work Cornwall. I'm definitely, despite the namesake, a sheep in wolf's clothing, in that I feel like I've been herded to this platform. Stephen? It's very terrifying for me. I'd like to talk about data-driven design. Gross domestic product, GDP, and CO2 are intrinsically linked. The more we consume, the more we emit. Can I prove it? Yes. This is the world's CO2 concentration in the last 250 years, that curve, and this is the world's GDP. And you can see they follow a similar curve, especially in the last 50 years, where they're sort of a sharp sort of upward trajectory. So why this link? Well, it's pretty simple, really. In the last 50 years, there's been a rapid growth in the world's population, communication, flights, through international tourism, damming of rivers, use of water, paper, fertiliser, number of vehicles on the road, and the most clearest metric of all, number of McDonald's restaurants. All of these things use materials, use resources, create waste, all of which increases CO2. Although I think these graphs are sort of prove beyond doubt that CO2 and GDP are linked, somebody somewhere will interpret data somewhere else and produce a graph that disproves this theory, which just makes people more confused. About 8 years ago, I read a book that changed my thinking by E.F. Schumacher called Small is Beautiful. And in it, he wrote that statistics never prove anything, which for an international economist is a bit wacky thing to say, you might think. What I think he might have meant by that is that data is interpreted, manipulated, turned into statistics by people who actually use that data to say what they wanted to say in the first place. And I think if designers want to change behaviour on a global and a local level, issues such as climate change, social cohesion, sustainable development, employment in Cornwall, then they shouldn't interpret data, but they should present data in a way that is more meaningful to people. And as you said, Namil, perhaps people will then take ownership of the problem as well as the solution. So take these graphs, for example. Although I think they're really, really interesting, I have no sense of what I should do to change my behaviour because of these graphs, particularly if I want to continue consuming, which I assume I do because I live in Western society. But data-driven design, on the other hand, can change behaviour. The energy meter, for example, is a great product that takes real-time data, presents it in real time so that people can understand their energy consumption, take action, reduce CO2, reduce their fuel bill. Whereas, let's face it, when you get the electricity bill, it is too late. You have already consumed. So designers, now and in the future, I think will present data in a way that enables people to make informed decisions about the way they use, to make informed decisions about the way that they want to live their lives. And designers and consumers, people, can sort of co-design better services, solve their own problems in a way that's more relevant to themselves and society. Thank you.